How porn ruins flow state. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Let me tell you how. Flow state is one of my very favorite concepts in neuroscience. That's why it's such a bummer that pornography ruins it. And I will explain it to you in a minute. But that's also why I'm here, because my goal is to help people create flow state in their actual lives. And that cannot happen if it's being artificially created through pornography consumption. So let's break it down. We're going to talk about two main things: neurochemistry and neuroelectricity in the brain, and how it's being artificially stimulated while you're watching pornography versus how flow state happens in your actual life, which is totally awesome. Okay, so let's just talk about flow state in your real life, which is probably not happening for you if you are creating it artificially. But let's break it down how it should happen, and then we'll talk about how it's being ruined. Okay, so flow state, how that happens in a neuroelectric way is when you are on purpose doing the thing that you love, but you're focused and you're calm, your brain will get into this state called flow. And Mihai Csikszentmihalyi is the father of flow state. He discovered it, and you should look him up. He's totally cool in a neuroscience way. What Mihai Csikszentmihalyi has shown is that when you're in flow, you're on purpose. So athletes experience this, artists, musicians. I experience this when I'm talking about neuroscience and when I'm creating programs. I will get into this state where I hit this hum and this rhythm. I'm in the zone and time flows by seamlessly. I can spend 5 hours and I look up and I feel like I've spent 1 minute on my work and it's been 5 hours. So what happens in that state is that my brain, instead of being up here using lots of fast anxiety brain speed called high beta and lots of extra slow speed called delta, which creates anxiety and overwhelm and fatigue, instead of my brain using all of that, it's down here using medium speed, alpha. And when I hit that speed of alpha, and it's even a little bit slower for creativity near theta, I'm in flow state and my brain will hit that hum. When I get into alpha and it's balancing gently on theta state, that is the optimal state for creativity. So the cool adage story that people tell a lot about flow state is that what Thomas Edison used to do is he would put metal balls in his hand and tin pie pans underneath him, and he would sit in his chair and relax and meditate. And basically until he got to the point where his brain was in alpha, close to theta, getting a little sleepy, but kind of in that hypnagogic state that you might be in if you've ever had hypnosis, his hands would open, the metal balls would fall out into the pie pans, the tin pie pans, and make a noise and awaken him. And he would write down everything that he was thinking because it's that really creative flow state. We know that athletes have this when they're practicing. Athletes can practice 12 hours a day on their craft because they just love it so much, and time flows by, but they're thinking and they're focusing. That is flow state. So that's what happens in the neuroelectricity. What happens in the neurochemistry is because your brain is getting out of these extremes of electrical energy and into the middle of alpha, there is a cascade of neurotransmitters in the brain, including dopamine, serotonin, all the bliss molecules, as we call it, and endorphins are released. There's a whole cascade of neurotransmitters that are released when you're in flow state to give your brain this feeling of peace and joy and flow and in the zone. And it feels great to be in flow. Now that's what happens when you can create it in your world. And that neurotransmitter release, although it's high, it's perfectly high because it's natural. Now, if you artificially stimulate that when watching pornography, what happens is the same thing happens to you. And that's why, people will say that they've lost hours and hours and hours and they're in this peaceful state because you're getting this huge cascade of neurotransmitters that are being dumped into your brain that are the bliss feel-good molecules in your body. But it's happening at even higher levels than would happen naturally in your life. So it's this artificial flow state. which is not cool. In my world, anytime we're creating something artificially, what it means is then you no longer have the ability to create it naturally. And that's exactly what happens, that if you create this artificial flow state using pornography, then when you get back to your regular life and it's time for you to go to work and to be on purpose in your work, you can't create the same levels that you had going when you were watching porn. You can't create that in your life. This is what you can create in your life. Unfortunately, this is what porn does artificially. So this no longer feels good to you. And so then people stop trying because you can't even get into the flow state because that's where your brain is at. So the way to overcome that is to stop giving your brain that massive amount of that cascade of neurochemicals. And as you back out these higher artificial levels, yes, there will be some withdrawal symptoms for some of you. We'll talk about that in another video. But as you back that out, then you create purpose in your life, in your work, your relationships, and your hobbies. You get on track there. You will begin to create that natural flow state by probably forcing yourself to do so in the first place. But when you force yourself, it will start coming online. And before you know it, you'll be back in flow in your life and you'll be out of fake flow on your phone or your computer. That is how it works. Okay, I hope that helps you out. And remember, control your brain or it'll control you.